We are talking to Mr. Vijay Narayan, who is media spokesperson and media director for Vishu Hindu Parishad of America. So now tell me what that word Hindu means to you. Is it just an identity, philosophy? How do you really like to interpret it to the second generation American?
To second generation Americans, when I talk about Hindu, I talk about the heritage, the ancient heritage of thousands of years of our rishis, which gives us the ability to think that we belong to this land and we are all together, all one with respect to all creation of one Lord. The couple of major principles that I would like the young generation to know about is that karma, dharma, the reincarnation, Vasudev Kutumbakam, Ekam Sat, Bahuda Vipra Vadanti, which means that there is one truth, and sages and different intelligent people speak differently about the same truth. So this is our heritage, which gives us universal appeal and gives us the ability to mix with everyone and feel that we are all brothers, we are all one family together.
I have a question. I've seen that the Buddhist circle in United States have been pretty successful in linking the even young generation American, forget about even young generation Indian or the South Asians. So why could not we build up that kind of Hindu study circles? Instead, I see that the more temples have been built up than the. I mean, what I'm saying is that we don't see much effort leading to the philosophical way of Hinduism in that extent, to the extent the Buddhists have been successful, have been doing in this country.
And that's a valid question. And I think what has happened is that when people came from India, mostly in the late 1960s, the form that they could connect to was a temple. So everybody started building temples. Now, in 2009, there are about 500 plus Hindu temples and different
that's good to know. But again, that question will be when a young generation going to temple, correct, what you're going to offer to him. I mean, he needs something that is pertinent to his philosophy of life, his decision making more than anything.
That's absolutely correct, and that is the challenge that we have. So that's as I was saying, that's where we started, and this is a realization. The question is very good question, and this is a challenge that the Hindu community came here, started building temples. Hinduism as a religion is constantly evolving. It has been evolving from eternity. Right. And the thing is, there are so many sects, there are so many different, we are fragmented based on sect, on generation.
But don't you think that's an advantage rather than disadvantage? Because Hinduism can offer such a multitude of spectrum of way of life that no other religion can offer that.
No, it is a great advantage. It is a great advantage. But at the same time, that advantage has to be utilized. And that's where the VHP of America has been trying to bring all these temples together, to bring to one platform, so that the temple executives, this is HMEC, Hindu Mandir Executive Conference, the temple executives are in a position of leadership. They have the ability to change direction, to give direction. And they realize that until and unless the second generation is involved, they are proud of and they know what their religion is, it will be difficult for them to maintain these beautiful buildings, the temples that they have constructed. So yes, your question that why we have not done, the answer is that I think it is a step-by-step process. We have gone to one step because of the different variations, various sects in our religion. There is BAPS, there is ISKCON, there is Hare Krishnas, there is Arya Samaj, there is Chinmaya Mission, and then there are temples. So there are so many organizations. HMEC has brought all of them together. People are talking about issues. They feel the commonality when they come here. And then there was a youth session here as well. Youths had lots of questions. Some of them were answered, but at least debated. So this is a platform that is being provided to reach where, as your question suggested, that we haven't reached, to reach there.
I'll bring up another very important political attention. Of late in American media, VHP has been branded very negatively than positively. Look at some leftist site like Counterpunch, where has outlandishly accused VHP of basically funding Hindu fundamentalism in India. I mean, I would say that the mainstream American image of the Vishu Hindu Parishad has not been very bright, and I would say the VHP took any step to counter that?
VHP America has been here since 1974. It was
one of
the founding members. I'm answering your question. One of the founding members was Swami Chinmayanand. Another member was Tara Singh ji, Sardar Tara Singh ji. Another member was Jain Muni. So this was an organization that was, I'm talking about VHP India. Now VHP America was founded in 1974. Historically, VHPA has been involved, VHP America has been involved in providing education to the children via camps, creating awareness, propagating religion, preserving a religion, and promoting Hinduism. There is nothing that anybody can point. Media, if they do not do the investigation,
You know,
it's only
the
based on
recently-
ignorance, they might say that.
But
And the
then-
mainstream media might not even know about VHP America.
you know that-
It is only the Indian media that might know. And Indian media, the counterparts of Indian media here might be biased by their own background and
Yeah,
their
but the
baggage and their ignorance.
The
And
problem is that does VHP has any strategy to counter it? Because see, these days, in the days of democracy, you fight media with the media. I mean, do you have any effective strategy? Because recent what happened with the Obama administration. Anybody who has any past relationship with VHP, they are very willing to put a kind of a question marks against their head.
it was not the Obama administration that did anything wrong. Actually, Obama administration, in spite of the affiliations with VHP, still the person is working there. So it is just the media that is from India or has Indian belongings or Indian baggage is looking through that prism. And of course, your question is valid. What is it VHP is doing? VHP is presenting our side, and there is not a single incidence of anything that they have been able to point in the negative direction. It's just rhetoric. Now, rhetoric is negative. It has to be changed positive. The things that VHP has been doing, Hindu Mandir Executive Conference, bringing all the mandirs, about 110 mandirs have come here. This is the 4th year of the Hindu Mandir Executive Conference. And all these mandirs came here. People feel the pride, they feel connected, they feel thankful that this beautiful program has been organized where everybody can come discuss their issues.
So, how is the exchange of ideas this year? You think it has been very fruitful?
It is very fruitful. We had participation from the Hindus from various islands, Hindus from Guyana, Hindus from Canada, from various, all over the world. So there are Hindus from all over the world, and there were Hindus from Maharshi Yogi Ashram University in Iowa. One of their organizations was represented. So there are American white Hindus as well represented here. And I asked some questions last night to some of them, and they said, one of them said, I was iffy while I was coming here, but he felt so great, like the exchange of ideas, meeting with people, he felt inspired. The youths that I talked to, they felt such a great sense of inspiration and affinity towards other Hindus and able to discuss issues of their concern.
Yeah, I agree, but my personal experience while working for the media, I can tell you I've seen more Hindu youth, to be in a very, to put in a very rude manner, in the nightclub rather than in temple. I mean, if you go to the Indian temple, it's mostly by the first generation Hindus rather than second generation Hindus. They're there, of course, but
Yes.
probably not in 10% to 15% rate.
I completely
and
agree.
the question
with
is how to get this rest 90% into their lifestyle. I'm not telling to go even to temple, but at least to know about the rich heritage and philosophy and way of life, and they'll be needing it. I mean, one of the thing I don't see that here the Hindu organization has been able to do to trace that how much it is important to their life. Forget about anything else.
I completely agree with you. We just had a media session, and the presenters there presented this issue. They said the world needs to realize, we need to talk about the fact that yoga, meditation, non-violence, all these are the gifts that have been provided to the world by our ancient Hindu civilization. And of course, there is a lot of work that needs to be done. We have to bring our kids the awareness which would give them the pride, and then they will come to the temple. Some of the issues that were discussed in this conference were that some of the rituals and the mantras that they say in the temple, they don't know. The priest, another one of the segments of discussion was sessions in which we discussed the priests. The priests are not able to provide the information to the children that they need. So priest training, there is 1,000 priests that are being trained in Iowa by Maharishi
But they're
Yogi.
trained in rituals, not in philosophy. That's another problem.
Good point. So there they are training them in rituals. They are having them do meditation. They are training them, and it is being done in an American environment. There's a Hindu university in Orlando. They are training priests. They have created a master's program for them where they would not only train them about the Hindu, basic standard Hindu rituals, but give them some lessons on the other Abrahamic religions as well, so that they can have the comparative knowledge of various religions and be able to give the information to the kids when they come to the temple. So going back to your original question about, it is all about our next generation. Without the next generation,
you won't survive.
No matter what we do, it's not going to survive.
Right.
And how do we reach there? So priests, through media, to creating awareness, creating sense of pride in them, but without, making it, somebody mentioned, in a cool way. It has to be made cool for them to be able to associate with them.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.